Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So today, my back's being all weird. So today we are going to be still hunting for the treasure gnomes, though probably doing a little bit more PvP than we have been, mainly because we've been getting very unlucky. One thing that should be noted is that they did make a change as of recently to the gnomes. They are now a lot more common, like ridiculously more common. Apparently about 1 in every 30 battles. I got pretty unlucky though. I was only getting about 1 per hour this morning. Though when I tried it last night, I was getting 1 every pretty much 30 battles, as they mentioned. But the rewards were nerfed slightly, but now they are a lot more common. So yeah, you should be seeing them quite a bit more often. But you may notice that the rewards are quite a bit worse than what they were before. So do keep that in mind. They still have all the better rewards that they had from earlier. The biggest difference is now they have a bunch of smaller stuff with it as well. But anyways, hopefully we'll find some. Still need to find that vault key. We are 18 kills in so far. Actually, I should probably put a little graphic with that. I want to see how many kills it takes us till we get it. Let me see if I can figure out where to place that in all this mess. 1 second. That'd be something good to bring up. I have no clue where I'm going to put it, but we should have plenty of room. Add text. Let's just go with this. Actually, let's use the already existing one. Oh no, we'll make a new one. Never mind. We'll create a new one. Why not? This one. And name it, Treasure Gnomes. Without key? Should we say without key? Yeah, I guess so. Without, there we go. Without, vault key. And let's see. That'd be 18 then right now. There we go. And I'll put that somewhere that's not right there. Somewheres. Actually, I should probably give it a stroke so it doesn't look so weird. Let me see. Stroke. Gradient, no. Outline, good enough. That is probably too thick of an outline. Also not the right color. Text color, black. There we go. Okay, that will help it some. Not much. I want to make it bigger. There we go. And there. That'll keep track of it for us. Kind of centered. Treasure gnomes without vault key, 18. And we'll keep keeping track of it until we finally get a vault key, which is probably going to be like 30 gnomes or something. Some people have gotten it within a very small amount. I don't know if we're actually below the average right now or not, but probably. 18 seems like quite a bit to not get it. I think I've gotten every possible drop that he has almost, except for it. I also haven't gotten any Tradestone related drop from him yet though. I have heard people saying that they got like Celestials and some other instances of stuff, but I have not gotten a single Tradestone yet from him either. Though I definitely would much prefer the keys, obviously. Even if we only get one. Yeah, I know, a lot of people haven't had the key yet. It is, it seems to be one of his rarest drops, which would make sense. There are specific events that are going to make it more common to get not only him, but also the keys themselves. Unfortunately, it's not one of those events. They'll be running it about once a month. When specifically that'll be, we have no clue. But hopefully sometime in the near future. We do know when the next Bounty Hunter event is, though, for whatever reason. That actually shows it underneath the games. And we can tell by going under this page that it is in 20 days, the bounty, next bounty, which is 3 Fridays from now. So yeah, 3 Fridays. That's like midway through March, basically, will be the bounty thing. It's basically you do a bunch of battles and then you get reward points, and then you put those reward points to something. I believe there's a leaderboard for it too, and all that fun stuff. Anyways, let's go back to, we're on Urfus PvP. Click on all the wrong buttons and head back there. Also, hello everyone, hello player, hello JCG, hello Rossamentured. How am I doing today? I have been doing pretty well. Woke up very early though. Couldn't really sleep that well, so yeah, I kind of just woke up at around like 4:30. I've been up for quite a while now, since it is now almost 10:30. So we're gonna move that. Hello, Teutonic. Hello, Watcher. Hello, Gothark. Hello, Luke. Hello, Brian. Yeah, more gnomes is definitely quite a bit more fun. I do prefer this change, even though they did nerf the table some. It's a lot more common, so you actually get to see it and actually get them instead of billion battles and getting none. Because before we were getting about one every 3 hours. Now it's a pretty good chance you'll see one at minimum every hour, essentially, which is nice, at least relative to before. And whenever the event comes around, it might be, well, it will be even more common than that. Probably like once every, I have no clue, maybe like every 10 battles or so. That'd be kind of cool. Not sure how common they'll make it for the event thing. I'll throw it on the Infernus here if it would cast. There we go. Need those hotkeys. And we can just get that alignment, and that's pretty much dead. And even if it's not, Infernus will knock it out. Barely any HP left on it, though. Girlfriend got 2 times minor trait stones twice today off of it. Aww. That seems really small of a reward to get from him. So far, the smallest reward I've gotten is 100 souls, so that is also pitifully small as well. We'll go throw that down. Yeah, there's a thread starting on the forum with all the drops. I've been keeping track of my own as well, but there's a whole forum on it. I haven't been actually posting them into the stream, though, because I felt like that was taking up too much space. So we just have the little smaller one at the bottom. I do want to track how many it will take us until we finally get a key. Oops. Never mind, that's fine. I should have casted this, though. Would have been better. I hate when I do that. I do the same thing with a Alchemist with Mercy, too. Like, I'll have a Mercy alignment, but then I'll use the Alchemist for what should have been the Mercy cast. And then you get less value. Not that big a deal, though. Like, whenever we have yellow to green, I mean green to yellow, we should always make sure that we actually go and convert it with this instead of Diviner, because it gets it automatically off its ability. And we get more value since it also does the skulls and the enchants and everything else on top of it. So throw an Infernus here, get the damage. And if any of you guys have any questions, team builds you want me to do or anything of the such, feel free to leave them in chat, and we'll definitely make sure to go over it all. Otherwise, our 2 main things we're going to be doing is kind of just messing around with a couple of the more fun teams that have come into the game recently, as well as, of course, trying to find this treasure gnome, and ideally finding the vault key once we find the treasure gnome. We're currently 18 gnomes in without a single key. Good afternoon, Anarchy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, what do we even need here? He's gonna do whatever. We don't have Mercy, so we're just gonna throw that. And I guess we'll take the purple. Mercy's not worth casting here, even though it gets a cleanse. We'll just throw in Furnace, hopefully have alignment next turn and go from there. Not even close. It's probably just gonna die to that. Might just have to let it happen. Get our extra turn there. No alignment, though. Is it worth going for yet? We don't have either cast. I guess we'll go for Mercy here to get it finally cleansed. And that'll give us the alignment for the following turn. And now we can just go crazy since we have everything we need. So let's throw that down, get all the skulls we ever need. And just move that. Another one. Do we have alignment off that? No. Though we do get quite a bit of damage. It's not worth it, though. We'll just throw Infernus down. Very lucky spots where it actually hit. And we do not have a follow-up. Nor do we have a Mercy, so I'm just going to move for some mana. He'll do whatever. We'll Infernus, and that's dead. You got 2.5k gold also, and 1 gem key. Starts to seem to me that it's more of a low-level content. The gnomes? Yes and no. Because it has some drops that are only available through, or at this current moment only available through it. It has, I believe, 2 different troop drops that you can get. The gnome guy and the bigger gnome guy, which have a small chance of dropping whenever you go and kill the, within the vault key thing. You have a small chance of getting both. And also, the gnome, the main reason why I'm even trying to hunt the gnomes right now, is at this current moment in time, the only possible way you can have any of the new orbs that came into the game this patch is to get a vault key and then randomly get a power orb off of it. You'll be getting a good bulk of them through the new event that's coming in. Or not the new event, you know, the new kind of Guild War replacements. The raids and invasions. Those 2 are going to be the main way that you actually get the new power orbs. But it is also possible to get it off of the gnome keys, which is what we're trying to do now. Because until Monday is basically the earliest we'd ever be able to get it, other than off the little vault key things. Alright, we'll go throw that down. I know he gets some yellow there. I'm mainly just trying to get something going here. one Infernus into just about anything will pretty much be the kill. We'll need a little bit of follow-up, but not too much. We'll do that. Nothing actually dies, but we have another Infernus, so everything will die to that. And down it goes. Yeah, you have to have a Vault Key, which is what we're trying to get right now. We're 18 kills and not a single Vault Key yet. Also, still not a single Gnome this stream, though we're only 10 minutes in. They did increase the frequency of it and reduce the rewards, though apparently still doesn't want to give us any. We'll go for Mercy here. It's going to destroy all the yellow, so might as well get some value. And now we can go for one of the converts here. We do have alignment, so definitely going for it. Really annoying having to keep fighting these Spirit Foxes. Surprised a lot of people are still using it due to the mana drain protection that came into the game. But no, he is still very annoying, and everyone's still kind of using him. That hasn't really changed much. And we'll throw that down. I do have to say, it is really nice to have Diviner there that can't be mana drained, though. So even if we get Fambit or something, we still can come back very easily, since she'll feed into our core troops. Yeah, I know. Well, the main thing that orbs are going to be used for, there's two things. It's going to be used to craft the new legend, or the new mythic, I mean. And it's going to be used to ascend troops. It is still a lot quicker to try to get these orbs, particularly during the new game modes and such, than it is to actually get the copies of the troops. Because it costs a lot of resources to specifically get a lot of copies of any one troop. And those little mini Ascension orbs and the bigger Ascension orbs are definitely going to be the two most desirable ones out of all of them. Then, of course, the full maxed out power orbs, but those are probably going to be so ridiculously rare that it's more realistic just to use the smaller ones. What do we even need here? Is that Alliance? Yes, it is, so we'll throw that down. And we can go for an Infernus here. That's not enough to kill, though. Queen Mab will obviously live. Oops, I forgot to take the skull. Still enough to kill it, so I guess it doesn't matter. We'll do that. Wouldn't have mattered if we took the skull or not. And yeah, we have a skull right there. Take the poke. Dead. Quick question. Is Divine Isabella in the event chest right now? Yes, it is still her event. A lot of things have happened this week, but it is still indeed the Leonis Empire event right now. Meaning the drop pools currently, as far as the better stuff, is Amira, Corvash, Divine Isabella, and that's about it. Oh, and yeah, there's one more. What's his name? Oh, we finally finished the event. What's his name? Voice of Orpheus. So basically the four main drops in the drop pool right now for event keys are Amira, which is a anti-blue true damage, Corvash, which is the best stunner in the game, plus true damage, plus mana drain, Voice of Orpheus, which is a one of the better cleansers, plus has impervious, and of course the one that you wanted for Divine Isabella, which is the double convert one that we keep using, plus it gives half mana to all divines when fully traded. But yeah, all that's still in the event key drop pool right now. Do keep in mind that next event week, next week in 3 days, is Shentang, and the new game mode is going to require you to use whatever the current event thing is. So in these two game modes, in raid bosses, all three of these have a restriction. Guild Wars has you need to use pure color. So of course, every single day, we need to use whatever color it says. So if it says blue day, well, we need to go use 4 blues and stuff like that. For raid bosses, you have to use whatever the kingdom is of the week. So next week's going to be Shentang. So that means for these raid boss battles, we're going to have to use full Shentang. There's going to be some new troops coming in that will help with that. But yeah, we'll have to run full Shentang for that. And for invasion, you will need a full of whatever troop type it says. So it could say all dragons, all divine, all whatever is what you would need to use for that week. So yes, it is definitely a good idea to save some event keys for next week. Not only will it help with the raid bosses, but of course if you want to get all the new Shentang troops, which is mainly the Yagwei and whatever the other one is called that I keep forgetting his name. Not the right one. But yeah, the drop pool for next week is this stuff. So it's things like Diviner, Emperor Liang, that's the one, Penglong, Yagwei, stuff like that are all going to be in a drop pool. Not too many things actually, but if you've been wanting to get more copies of Yagwei and Emperor Liang, it would definitely be a good time to do so. I am definitely going to be throwing quite a few event keys because they're both kind of already so close to Mythic that I might as well go all the way. I also want to get Diviner to at least minimum Legendary. Also, we're going to be getting more copies of the other 2 troops too. I don't believe any of them are exclusive in Event Key next week though. I think they're both coming in through Glory, which will be nice. Either that or one of them's coming in through the new game mode, where you have to unlock him through the game mode. That might be a thing, where you actually have to unlock him through the game mode instead of Glory. We'll have to see. Because he might not unlock the normal means. Good afternoon, Pablo. Welcome. What are these sigils? I actually do not know, which is why I didn't really mention them much earlier. I honestly don't have the slightest clue what these sigil things are. I believe they only occur on the other 2 weeks. The invasion and the... keep forgetting their names. Raid boss and invasion weeks, I believe they only occur. As far as what exactly they are, I honestly do not know. I couldn't really tell either based on what they said in that post. And since they haven't occurred yet, I just don't really know. Which is why I didn't really mention much. There's quite a few things we kind of don't really know a lot about that I didn't really want to mention. Just because whatever I said would probably be incorrect to what they're actually implementing. We'll just have to kind of see as it comes in the next week or two. Even though 3.3 is already out, it's not technically fully out until the first invasion week comes around in like 10 days or so. Because that's when we're finally going to be able to see every single game mode and what it has and all that kind of stuff. They'll probably also have ran at least one of the 2 events as well by then. Not the Bounty Hunter, because we know that's 3 weeks away, but maybe they will run a Vault Key event in that time. I'm really curious how common he'll be. Alright, we're gonna move that over. 3 Celestials from a Gnome, nice. Someone, I believe, said they got 4 earlier. Or maybe it was 3. Yeah, 3 might be the highest, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it is possible to get Celestials off him. What's the best mode to get Gnomes? Explore. Spam Explore as quickly as you can, or spam Challenges as quickly as you can. Either or has the best chance of getting a Gnome. Or really everywhere has the same chance of getting a Gnome. It comes down to how quickly can you win. Determines how many Gnome chances you'll get. So technically, if you wanted to have the best chance, you would just keep running challenges over and over again. I personally have been doing it in Explorer whenever I've been farming it, mainly because this week in Explorer, using that one other guy, simply putting him on your team gives an extra 400 gold. So that's like 900 gold per battle. That's a pretty substantial amount of gold for doing almost nothing extra. Also, this late in the game, I can kill out Explorer as quickly as I can kill out challenges. So I might as well just do Explore. For newer players or for slightly lower stats, it is slightly quicker to just do challenges, though you do have to keep in mind you're not going to be getting the extra gold if you do so. Still the same chance for Gnomes. Though I would personally just say stick with Explorer. You get higher trait stone rate, you get that little bit extra gold. Overall, I think it's more worth it. What do I even need here? Anything that will kill it. There we go. That's skull right there. And down it goes. Good morning, Zidicus. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I definitely want to get that Vault Key. I guess we'll go farm some. Oh no, let's go stick with PvP a little bit more. Maybe just one battle and then we'll go do a little bit of Explore. What is with this weird team? I saw him use that yesterday too. They actually buffed War. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but they gave him a 1 additional attack buff now. So he gains 3 attack per turn instead of his previous 2. He is still completely dead content, but at least he's slightly less useless now. So we'll go move that. Go in... what do I even need here? Nothing. We'll just throw the explosion. See if we can get a Mercy, which we will not be able to get. We'll go and throw, I guess, a Skull. Just to make sure he doesn't do it against us. We don't have any alignment of our own, nor will Mercy hit. So that leaves us with very little to do. I guess we'll just go for that yellow Achi. I will give him the full mana. That time we do have alignment, so I'm going to go for it. Get a little bit of a poke. Take a little bit of mana. And we should be good to go from here. So we throw down the Infernus. I get another alignment, hopefully. If not that big a deal. We can simply go for a Convert, assuming we have that, and we do. And that gives full mana into Infernus. Throw that down. Double check for any extra turns. Looks good to me. Throw the Infernus down if he would click. And one more will do it. Wow, that was a lot of red. Though he does make more reds fall into the board due to Firestorm. And there we go. He finally got a Gnome, but only got 2,000 gold. Yeah, they did drop quite a few of his drop pools. All the previous drops from earlier are still in there. Like the 20 gem key, I mean not 20 gem key, the 20 gem drops, the 4 gem keys, stuff like that. All that's still in his drop pool. The biggest difference now is a lot of smaller stuff is also there. But overall, he's more common than what he was before. Like, way more common. He's at minimum 5 times more common than what he was earlier. Though his rewards have also basically been cut by 5 times as well. So we'll go move that. The other slightly bad thing about that, even though I haven't gotten any vault keys yet, vault keys are technically worth less now. Because before you would, well, you still do. You get 3 treasure gnomes within a vault key battle. But those treasure gnomes before used to be worth a lot more than what they are now. So you technically get a little bit less. There was actually someone who posted on the forum. It was slightly unfortunate. Because Console doesn't have the achievement for it yet. He was holding on to his key. But he got the key while it was still, like, not buffed yet. Or, you know, the frequency was not buffed. But the rewards were... well, basically what happened today was the rewards were nerfed. But the frequency was buffed. But since he already had a key, he could have opened it when the rewards were a lot better. But he didn't because he wasn't expecting them to nerf it that quick. Or, well, nerf/buff. But yeah, vault keys in general are actually worth slightly less than what they were before. Because every treasure gnome you get will have a smaller reward. I'm not quite sure if they've nerfed the other guys' rewards, though. Because barely anyone has really opened any keys since the gnomes have come out. Or, you know, since they've made the change yesterday. So we'll go and just take the poke, get that down. Yeah, we're going to go to Explore, I guess, for a little bit. Because PvP's not giving us any luck here. We've already completed out the event as well. Okay, this is a revenge battle. I can't pass up getting for that revenge. Revenges give you twice as much gold. Even though it doesn't actually show it, it does indeed give you 2 times as much gold. Gotta keep going for it. Actually, then again, I haven't tested that since the most recent patch. You never know, sometimes weird core mechanics that have been core mechanics forever get changed sometimes during patches. So maybe I should double check that. Unfortunately, I didn't check it before the battle, so I wouldn't know for sure. Also, thank you, Gabrielle, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. You like when you decide, let's see. Yeah, the play again button is absolutely amazing. It's one of the best things that came in this patch. Even though it's something so simple. It's been something we've been requesting for a while, that they just now got to implementing. Let's see. Oh wait, play again button spamming kills the game on your tablet? Yes. I haven't seen specifically that, but do make sure not to spam it. Because even if it doesn't do what you just mentioned... Oh wait, hello bad gateway. What are you doing? That was weird. Better give me my reward. That was weird. I've never actually seen that specific error 502 bad gateway. I assume that means there's a bad gateway. Actually don't know what that is. Something connection related. But we'll go with that. And I guess we go explore farm. How's my stones doing right now? Also, I was just about to mention something, then went on a complete tangent. Oh yeah, be careful, very careful not to spam click the repeat button. Because even if it doesn't do what you mentioned, it'll still get you out of the menu, which will defeat the point of even spam clicking in the first place. Yesterday, 4 and 600, and today you got 2 to 3 and 900 battles. I know, it's kind of weird. Last night I was getting at a really high rate, but this morning it felt like it went back down to the previous rate. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. I have been getting about 1 per hour, though, this morning. But last night I got 3 in 30 minutes. Actually, I got technically 3 in about, like, 15 minutes. But then I went a really big dry streak of 15 minutes. Is it better to do revenge battles or raid battles when you given the choice? Always revenge. Revenge are better than rivals. The only thing that a rival does is give you 2 extra glory. A revenge battle gives you so many things. It gives you 3 extra glory, which just on face value there, it's already better. But on top of that, it also gives you a extra thing towards your defend right here, the revenge rewards. It gives you +1 to this, which of course gives you rewards every 5, and that increases all the way up until the final reward of some souls, some gold, and a event key eventually. That's pretty trivial, but still more than nothing. Revenge battles do not counter this. Rival battles do not counter this, only revenge. And on top of that, the other benefit is it gives twice as much gold, for whatever reason. It just does. It doesn't show it at the end of battle, but if you check your gold before and after, it does indeed give double. I need to go double check that, though. Let's see if we can actually find another revenge real quick. I want to go double check that. There we go, perfect. So let me check my exact gold right now, and then the gold that we get at the end of the battle. So let me go put it in the calculator. So we have 2,272,515. So let me double check to see if it is still functioning. But what Revenge Battle should do is give you twice as much gold. Why? I do not know, but they do. So let's just do this battle. It doesn't show it at the end of battle. Whatever we have at the end of battle, basically double that is how much gold we should have gotten approximately. We'll go move that over. Throw down the convert if we have anything. Maybe I'll throw a mercy just so we have alignment for the following turn, so we'll do that. And now we can throw this down, so we'll get rid of like blue or something. No extra turns or anything? Nope, we'll just throw an Infernus down there. Get that down. Well, he's low enough stats, that's not going to matter much. We'll just do whatever. Also, technically, if you wanted to farm the most gold that you could possibly do, one weird way that you can actually do it is constantly clicking repeat or repick on your PvP, and then only battling if it's a revenge. That's not really that realistic because you do burn through a lot of gems that way. But, okay, if we go check our gold right now, you can see that that is 2,000. Let me go put this in the chat real quick, just so I can keep it noted. So 2,004, oops, I already typed it wrong, good job. 200,463 is how much we got. But technically we got twice as much as that. So if we go and check this to our previous gold, so if we go click continue, so 2,463, what we previously had was the amount of 2,200, or 2,272,515. So let me just type in that number then. Let me X that one. So the number we had was this. Let me go type that in. 2,272,515. There it is. So that's how much we had the first time. And now if you look at our gold right now, we ended up getting that much, 2,463 as our single battle. But as you can see, that is a lot more than 2,463. The exact amount that it is 1 second, minus 2,277,221. So that is a 4,706 gold from the revenge battle. So it's not exactly double what it was, but it's almost double. I believe the reason is there's something within the battle that doesn't actually double. I believe it's the base gold that you get from within the battle itself. But the actual gold value of this value right here, like that value, during a revenge battle, it gets doubled. And that still is applicable. It doesn't show it at the end of battle for whatever reason, but it does indeed give you double, as you can see. But yeah. So yeah, that's why revenges are so good. And why PvP is actually so profitable even in the first place. Because if it was just these base values that you see, it wouldn't really actually be that profitable. As I say that, let me go do Warlord 4 on this guy. Also, there's a really funny way of gaining even more resources. Where's my mall team? Pretty sure I have one that's just named mall. There we go. Let's go get a bunch of gold real quick. It's pretty funny. You used to be able to exploit it a lot in PvP back when difficulties were usable in PvP. If you're ever wondering why casual has the ability to do it, but not normal PvP, it's mainly because of how broken the gold gains were when it used to be able to do it on any battle in PvP. No! Okay, I need to get cleansed. Come on, Mercy, we need you. Oh no, this is really bad. Ideally, we do not want that to happen, because now we can't really do anything. Yep, just gotta keep waiting it out. I need to get that Devourer. Oh, I killed it! No! But yeah, you can gain a lot of gold that way as well. That's still okay amount. We'll go for it again. This time he can't entangle us, so nothing bad can happen other than getting a bad starting board. But it has a perfect starting board. There we go. Exactly what we need. Throw that right into a Devourer. Get that kill. Get some of our manas. And kind of just go from there. Purple Surge. Can we get it? Yes, we can. He gets a freeze on us, and of course on all things on first slot, which means we can't extra turn on skulls anymore. That's unfortunate, but we'll just still go for it, because why not? Go for that. Oh! Is that skull alignment? I totally thought that was. I must be thinking too much of the other troop now. I keep using Divine Isabella so much that I'm assuming like everything's Divine Isabella now when it casts. I'll go move that one over. Get all that Cascade. We're not frozen on the front line anymore, so we can actually throw that Shegra. And it does indeed land the extra turn. And can we get a Mercy in there? Yes, we can. And that gives us Inferno King, gives us our Cleanse. None of the converts are worth it. Let's move that over. We have our free turn right there. Go for it. And anything else we need to go move around. I guess we'll go for a Shegra here. Go for a Mercy first. Let's clear out the board. Double check for Inferno King if we have it. If not, Shegra. And there we go. But you can actually use Warlord 4 or Warlord 3 on these battles to get quite a bit of gold too. As you can see, that's almost about the same amount that we got from the Revenge battle. The Revenge battle, we ended up getting, what was it, like 4,700-ish? Actually, I still have it on my calculator. From the other battle on the Revenge, we got 4,706 gold. For doing a Warlord 4 final battle, we ended up getting 4,000 gold. So it's about the same, actually. Doing this for 1,000 plus compared to a Revenge. It's about the same amount of gold, though it's pretty difficult to constantly do it on Warlord 4 difficulty. I guess maybe if we see something like this, it's a little bit easier. But of course you could re-pick it a bunch of times too. So by the time you re-pick it like 10 times, you might have burned through more gold than the amount of profit margin you would even have gained. So it might not necessarily be worth it. So he'll do another explosion. He just ruined it though. He ruined my alignment I was setting up specifically. Luckily he came back. So go do that. I need to go devour out the Sunbird, because that is definitely the biggest threat on the opposing team right now. I somehow need to block him from taking a skull while simultaneously getting our mana. I did not believe that is possible, so I think I just need to simply take a skull. We'll do that. Good, it did not die, though almost everything else did. So we're gonna move that over. Oh, he has Rowan. No! No. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna be able to get it. That was worth a shot. Anyways. I'm not going to keep trying that. Not really worth it. Anyways, let's go Divinian Fields a bit. Let's go see if we can go find ourselves some treasure gnomes. Come out, treasure gnomes. I know you're in here. Let's see it on the very first battle. That is not a treasure gnome. That is a Corvash. Okay. Let's go and take the purple over. Get a Sunbird. Dead. And keep repeating until we get all the golds. We're actually almost at 2.5 million gold right now. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing with all of it, to be honest. Probably be donating mostly to the guild, obviously. Not sure how many I'm saving for gold keys, because I still have a few things I need within the gold key drop pool. I don't believe the Shentang common is worth using, though, in tomorrow's raids. Or not tomorrow's, next week's raids. You see you're using Diviner fully traded. Is Transcend a problem? No. I thought Transcend would be a little bit more of a problem than it really is. Though, there's one thing that was brought to my attention that basically made me get it on everything. And that's that Transcend does not actually kill. Transcend will only bring you down to 1 HP. It doesn't allow you to convert into any more magic, but it cannot actually kill you. So that's the main thing that actually made me go get Transcend on everything. Because I assumed that when you would get the final extra turn, like if you had 1 HP left or 2 HP, that it would kill you. But it doesn't. On Xbox it kills? Oh, that's weird. On PC Mobile it wasn't earlier. Though then again, I haven't tested it since the most recent patch. So they could have maybe changed it. Maybe the fact that it wasn't killing was actually a bug. Yeah, I'll go mess with that later to double check. Because there are sometimes mechanics that get changed from patch to patch. And I don't bother rechecking literally every mechanic in the game every time. That would take way too long due to how many weird interactions there are. We just kind of figure it out as they happen. The weirdest one that kind of made sense that did get changed in the past, that kind of came pretty abruptly, was, oh, Treasure Gnome. I almost didn't even see him. Luckily, he makes a noise whenever he comes. So we'll go do that. Let's see what we get. Come on, let's see that Volkey. Also, I completely forgot what I was mentioning. The Treasure Gnome distraction. No! We only got gold. No. Oh, wait, I need to go increase the kill count. We're up to 19 Treasure Gnomes. But as you can see, that's a lot more common than what it was before. That took us 34 minutes to find a Treasure Gnome, and that was with some PvP as well. If you were to do purely Explore, you can expect to get about 3 to 5 per hour, approximately. It is possible to get less. But if you're doing Explore, it's pretty much at least minimum guarantee 1 per hour. though on average should be like 3 or 4 or so. But similar to arcane trait stones, even though arcane trait stones are technically about 8 to 10 per hour, sometimes even a little bit more, on average, or if you're getting really unlucky, you can go like an entire hour without one. And the same things can happen with the gnomes. Anyways, let me go and increase that to 19. We are now 19 gnome kills without a vault. Or a vault key, I should say. Well, vault key, same difference. Also, thank you for subscribe, King Urza the Wise. Much appreciated. Fast farming souls. Easiest way to farm souls fast is Valkyrie triple Warlock, Dragon Soul triple Warlock, Dragon Soul triple Azurus, or Dragon Soul triple Ferris Ra, or Valkyrie triple Ferris Ra, or any combination of any of those teams that I just said. Those are the quickest possible ways to farm souls. Do make sure in all those instances that you actually have them traded. Like, for example, with Necromancer. He's the cheapest Necromancy in the game, but do make sure you actually get his Necromancy. That's kind of the whole point of using him in the first place, is for his 50% additional soul gain. There was also a glitch with Necromancy earlier that was only working for, I believe, 25% or something, instead of its normal 50%. But they fixed it. Whatever the error was with it earlier, I believe they have fixed that at this point. It wasn't occurring with Ferris Ra, but it was occurring with everything that had Necromancy earlier. Hello, Demon Angel. Welcome. Also, just doing challenges, as mentioned, is pretty good souls as well. Particularly if you can do it on World or 2 or 3 difficulty. You can get quite a bit of additional souls, because the difficulty bonus and your all the bonuses you have through VIP, your armor, through difficulty, all apply to those little caskets that you get at the end of the little challenges at the end of Kingdoms. I personally don't do most of these, because relative to Ferris Ra soul farming teams, it's actually quicker just to run Ferris Ra than it is to run these challenges. But if you don't have any kind of solid soul farming team, I believe it's the same speed or slightly quicker than like Dragon Soul Triple Azurus, which is about the best you can get without a Ferris Ra. So yeah, they're still pretty good to go do. I just normally don't bother. I will eventually. I actually want to eventually have enough kingdoms that I can test 1 hour of doing those challenges on Warlord 3 difficulty, just to see how many they actually give per hour. I do want to get data on that eventually. The only problem is I don't believe even to this current moment in time I have enough challenges to do it for an entire hour. I believe we would need about 1 or 2 more kingdoms added to the game before we would have enough. But I do want to get data for that eventually, just to kind of see how many souls you could potentially get. Of course, there's a finite amount that you can do of it, so it's not like you can infinitely do it. But I am very curious. But yeah, when you do get around to them, where am I going? When you do get around to them, do make sure you do most of the challenges at minimum, like Warlord 2 difficulty, because you can only ever do them once, so you want to do them as high a difficulty that you possibly can when you do them. Warlord 2 is about the lowest I would ever bother doing them on. Ideally, Warlord 3. Doing it much earlier than that isn't really worth it. You might as well just do Arena instead. Let's see. What do you think about the using 2 Ferris Ras, Valkyrie, and Isabella? I have not tried that yet, but I assume that would work pretty well. I guess we could go try that real quick. I don't know what the hourly rate is. I don't know if I'm going to bother doing it this long during this stream to actually find out what its hourly rate is. But yeah, I'll go figure that out in the future. I did mention that, and I actually never tested it. That was something I've been meaning to test this week. I mentioned it earlier with Diviner, but never actually bothered. Or not Diviner, with Divine Isabella. I keep confusing their 2 names. They're so similar. Okay, we'll go throw this down. Really slow battle right now, wow. Oh, there we go, dead. Just killing off us the goals. But yeah, let me go test that team real quick. Hey, another arcane. I love it. We have gained so many arcanes trying to get these gnome key things. Or the vault keys. Yeah, let me go do the farming real quick. Challenges, challenge, first challenge. Let me replace this out with the team. So for this we need Ferris Ra 2 times. Boom, boom. Get a Valkyrie in there. All of it starts at half mana. And also refunds are working correctly now, by the way. It only was like an hour or 2 that they weren't working correctly the other day. And what was the other thing I needed to go do? Oh yeah, the whole reason for even using this team. Divine Isabella. We'll go put that in there. And Banner. Leaning towards a Rush Valkyrie. Still leaning towards it. Then again, we might as well just go double red. Well, what if we want to recast Valkyrie? Do we even need a quick Valkyrie? Oh, I guess we'll go for it still. Sure. Why not? We're not really going to be taking many browns. Warlord 2 difficulty. Warlord 3, unfortunately, we still need one more attack kingdom before we can do it. And they have not released an attack kingdom to keep doing durability instead, unfortunately. We'll go for a Valkyrie here, get that down, get our converts, hopefully get some alignments. Nope, not really. We have the half mana though, so I guess we could start taking a little bit more mana, try to get it up. See if we can get something here. We do indeed. Let me kill that out. Start working down the line, take the skull there, get a Valkyrie down somewhere once we get it. Take that over, go convert out those greens into all the manas we need. Double cast this, and that's match. Also, we have Divine Isabella, who also will have some. But yeah, that's pretty quick. How many souls is that per battle? That is 560. So if we could win that every 30 seconds somehow, although I don't believe that's going to be possible to keep that up. Let's just assume we can. So what was that? 560? 560 times 2 times 60. If we could somehow hold that up, that would be 67,000 souls per hour. Obviously, realistically, that's not going to happen, though. I think on average, it's going to be more towards a... well, let's just say 1 per minute. Let's just say 1 per minute. That's going to be really generous, because we could easily win quicker than once per minute with this team. But let's just say it. We are distracted doing other things. If we do 560 times 60, what does that come out to? That should still be a little over 30,000 or so. Actually, it's whatever that is divided by 2, actually. So, it would be 33,600 at minimum would be this team. That's definitely not too bad, for sure. Though at maximum, it could reach over 60,000 per hour. Though realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. We'd have to be paying a lot of attention and get somewhat good luck the entire time, which most likely wouldn't happen. It's easy to get single battles that would go that quick, but probably not overall. I could always go get the timer too, that would probably help. I guess we'll do some testing of it now. I'm not going to do the full amount of time though, we're not going to do it for like hours on end at the moment, but I'll get some time real quick. Might as well, we're already testing it. Oops, I didn't mean to do this in Explorer. Explorer is actually quite a bit slower than doing it within the challenge, which is kind of the whole reason for spamming that challenge in the first place. Let's see. It's just such a habit to keep clicking Explore because I've been doing so much gnome farming. And then we just double kill these two. Actually, this might even work in PvP these days due to how quickly it goes. We'll have to see. But let me go bring this into the timer. So get out of there. Go into challenges. Yeah, right here. So let me go put this up to the timer. Where's the timer? 1 second. Let me go bring that up. And let's go see what we can do with this. Let's time it for... Oh, let's just do this 1 minute segments at a time and see how many we can get within a minute. And then just go from there. Where's the timer? Why is it not coming up? Okay, well, this is a good time to take a sip of water. There it is. Okay. Oh, let me go and move that over so it's not blocking chat. You play it on Warlord 4? You technically can. The only slight issue with that is you can't skull poke. There's a specific reason why I do it on Warlord 2, and it's so we can skull poke them and get kills. You can't do that on any higher difficulty at the moment. So like every skull we take basically gets a kill. Whereas if we put it on any difficulty higher than this, that would not be possible. Soul farming will be quite a bit quicker whenever they finally release just one more attack kingdom. That's all we need is one higher attack. Wait. We can do it right now. He has 10%. Oh, I completely forgot. Never mind. We already have his extra attack. Never mind. We could do it on Warlord 3 right now. Perfect. Though that's not realistic for what we'd normally be able to do. Also, I like how I put up a timer and I don't even start timing it. Fail. Let's put up the timer so we can time it. Doesn't actually time it. Good job. Okay, we'll go and... yeah, let's put it up to Warlord 4 and see what we can do. I mean, Warlord 3. I don't... Actually, let me double check Warlord 4. I don't... No, never mind. Warlord 4 would be too high. We can't one-shot there. But we can do Warlord 3. So we will go do that. Okay, so let me go move it up to Warlord 3. I think that moves us up to like 600 souls or something. So challenges, first challenge, Warlord 3, because now we can one-shot them. And let's just time it real quick. Oh yeah, let me do it from the main menu. Wait, does challenge does not have a repeat button? I just noticed that. That's weird. Yeah, Explore does. Well, let's go time it. Okay, so we'll start it right here. Click, 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 battle. How quick is this? And how many souls is it even? We'll take that. Go for the red. It's full mana automatically. Double check our alignment. Get that. Double Ferris Raz. No alignment. Why must everything be so bad? Okay, we'll go for poke. But you probably should have done that on first slot. I don't know why I did it on such a weird target. Because he can agile! That's why we do it on first slot. That annoying agile. There's other annoyances with the other ones, which is why I don't do it. Like some of them have mana drains and such, like some of the other weaker ones. So this is going to be a pretty slow one. Though realistic, as I mentioned, basically regardless of what happens, regardless of how bad it is or how distracted we are, it is very easily won every minute. So as you can see, that's the battle, and there we go. And that came out to like 53 seconds. Wait, 560? Did I accidentally do it on the same difficulty again? I think we did. Oops, where's the timer thingy? I think I did. Oh, I did. Fail. I put it on Warlord 2 again. Okay, let's time it again. Challenges, bet fight. Oh, no wonder why. It keeps changing it on me. Okay, now it should stay on Warlord 3. Okay, let's go do it on Warlord 3 this time. We do indeed have enough damage because we have 10% this week. So we'll go move this right over for guarantee full mana. Double check the Valkyrie here. Come on, Valkyrie. Where's your alignment? You don't have any. We'll start on brown, I guess. Get some mana. Get a skull poke. Very nice. Take the double blue. Hopefully Ferris Raw alignment. Might not matter as much, actually. We'll just throw it down randomly. Hopefully get a skull poke here. Nope. He just gets it all. So we'll take another one. We'll move that over because we can. Take skull. Ferris Raw dead. And that'll come out to what looks like 45 seconds, approximately. And yeah. And that's 600 souls. Exactly, actually. So yeah, we could assume at minimum 1 per minute. Looks like we can actually get slightly under that. So let's see. It should be about 70 per hour then. So what's 70 times 600? 70 times 600. So about 42,000 souls per hour with this new one. That's not too bad. That's actually really good for double Ferris Raw as well. Normally double Ferris Raw only does about 40,000 per hour. So Divine Isabella definitely helps it out. Well, that's kind of to be expected. Yeah, you could very easily clear 42,000 souls per hour. That's not too bad. That is definitely not too bad. And this is definitely the quickest, not might, it definitely is, the quickest 2 Ferris Raw team you can do, for sure. Oh wait, oops, I just did it into Explore again, fail. Good job. It's like the second time now, so we do that for some board clear. Trying to get some alignments, not really happening though, since we have to deal with these higher stats. Though then again, it doesn't really matter, we can just do that and then throw into the other one. There we go. Anyways, let me go put the timer away. We kind of already know what it is. It's a pretty clear, at minimum, definitely, a little over 40,000 per hour. So we'll go throw that down. Could easily do 50 to 60,000 though. But I'll get better data on it later. Click no, and there we go. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to test that real quick, because that was something I was meaning to do earlier, and someone brought it back up. So yeah, that's definitely pretty solid, especially if you only have 2 Ferris Raws laying around and not a third. What was I about to go do? I need to go keep exploring. So let me actually go to the explore correctly this time, but put it down to normal difficulty. Go back to our farming team, and let's go see if we can find some more gnomes. We're currently 19 dry of not getting a vault key. Watch, when we get the vault key, we're probably going to get the worst possible drops we could ever imagine as well. It's like all this time to get a vault key and then nothing inside. Ideally, what will happen is we get some orbs. That or more vault keys. Though, based on the patch thing, it said that it's not possible to get vault keys, but people were reporting getting vault keys within the vault key the other day. I'm pretty sure they have patched that out. But it might still be possible, which would be kind of funny. Hey, Celestial Trait Stone. Well, if nothing else, I will never need to worry about another Trait Stone ever again, as well as many other people who might be farming to try to get so many gnomes. Because we have been getting so much. I have never farmed this many Trait Stones in any week, even when I was specifically like maxing out troops and such. This is definitely the most Explore I've ever bothered to do in 1 week. I've done more challenges before in 1 week, but not this many Explorers by any means. You can even tell by our gold stack, it's already like 2.5 million almost. You played Explore for 7 hours straight and no vault keys. Yeah, we're about anywhere from 15 to 20 hours of gameplay in with 0 vault keys at the moment. Most of that came from the previous drop rate, though. I haven't done as much on this current drop rate. I believe I'm like 6 hours in approximately into the current drop rate because I did it a bunch this morning, a little bit last night when they changed it over. And yeah, well, we'll just keep testing. I'm not even sure if they actually reduced the vault key drop or not. I would assume so, since they made the gnomes a little bit more common. Which is unfortunate, because that means we'll need to find even more of them in order to get a key. But they did mention that all the previous drops are intact, so all the really huge drops, like 4 gem keys, 3 event keys, 20 gems, all that kind of stuff is still in there. It's just the likelihood of getting it's a bit less. We'll go throw this down. Also, you can still farm infinite diamonds off them, too. They have 2 diamond drops to my awareness, based on what people have said so far. It either has exactly a 2 diamond drop, as in 2 diamonds, or a 5 diamond drop, which is, of course, the better one. I don't think it has a 10, though. Only a 2 and 5. And I assume it doesn't have a 1 diamond drop, because that would be so pitiful if it was a drop. That'd be so useless. Actually, 2 diamonds are kind of pretty useless, too, but at least it's kind of a way to infinitely farm them. Maybe on a Vault week, when they're a lot more common, you could actually technically farm diamonds that way. So if you were a very small amount short, you could kind of get it up that way. Hopefully we'll find another one soon. Get to that nice looking 20 number. There we go, exactly so. Oh, maybe I need to say that every time and we'll find a treasure gnome. Okay, all we have to do is kill him real quick. Not that hard. Get a Rowan cast. Let's see that Vault key. On 20, on that nice looking 20. Let's see it right there. Boom, Vault key. No, only 5 gems. Okay, well, let me go increase the counter. We're now up to 20. Where'd it go? We're up to 20 kills. A nice looking 20. Unfortunately, no Vault key. There we go. About another 5 gems. Nothing like getting 20s like earlier, but still. But how more common he is, I guess that's fine. Well, the hunt continues. And even once we get the Vault key, that doesn't even mean the hunt is over yet. Well, the Vault key hunt will be over, but the orb hunt will not be over. Though I'm pretty sure I'm not going until we get orbs. Once we get the first Vault key, I'm done trying to farm him for now. Though it could be several more hours before we get it. There's, I believe, 3 good drops that we can get from a Vault key. There's orbs. Any orb would be amazing. There's the gnome himself. He's an actual troop. And then there's the greater gnome, who's also a troop. Let me go check Ash Tender as well. I'm pretty sure she's updated them by now. I mean, not Ash Tender, Gems of War database. I keep forgetting it changed its name. Let me double check if they are around. I forget what his name is, though. And I don't believe it shows it within the game itself for whatever reason. Let me go double check that first, because that would be the easiest way of doing it. Let's see. We'll take the red down, throw this down. I almost feel like using double firebomb just to get them down quicker, or some kind of other team. We keep using the guy to get 400 extra gold, but he slows us down slightly on some battles. Anyways, let me go check unowned troops. So we go here, go in there, go check unowned. There they are. Okay, never mind. I don't even need to go check it. So there are 4 troops, 2 of which you can actually get from the vault. Or 3 maybe. Wait, what? You can get him too? Oh, never mind. Apparently there's 3 that you can get from the vault. Interesting. Wait. These aren't the vault version. These aren't the actual player versions, though, are they? I don't think they are. But, because why does he have a runaway from battle? I don't know. Maybe he does come with a runaway from battle. Anyways, I don't know why this one's marked with the vault. I don't think it actually comes in the vault, does it? Apparently so. I thought this was the thing that comes with the Sigil or something for next week. Anyways, regardless, these 2 for sure I know you can get from the vault itself. The Treasure Gnome and the Cedric Sparkle Sack. Other than that, the other unique drops are also within the vault. are the power orbs. Though there are other ways to gain the power orbs, though those are the only 2 ways of obtaining those 2 troops. Possibly this 3rd troop as well. So this Cedric guy, he pulls the last enemy to the front, charms a random enemy, and summons 1 to 3 bomb bots, which are really high damage output. He doesn't have mana conflict with it. He has stealthy. The 100% gold bonus! Oh! We finally have it! Unfortunately, it's going to take forever and a half to finally get him, but they finally added a 100% gold bonus. I never noticed that. Sweet! Okay, well, it's in the game, though the possibility of getting him is so ridiculously rare. I'm not even sure a single person has him yet, and if so, barely anyone. Probably like a few dozen, if that. This other guy, he's the same thing as the gnome, apparently. He just gains a little bit of gold, destroys all yellow gems to boost the effect, and then 30% chance to run away, which I guess would be pretty good if you were using a summoner. And other than that, the only really good thing he has is basically just Jinx. Other than that, we have this thing. It explodes 5 gems, 30% chance to run away. A little bit of a weird mechanic there. I'd rather just use a firebomb, pretty sure. Other than that, summon a dark storm whenever an ally dies. That's actually not too bad. But that's basically the only good thing it has, is that one trait. And of course, this is Ugoof. He you have to craft with 8 power orbs in the Soul Forge. He is realistically unobtainable for like a month or 2. No one is going to be having him for quite a while, unless they're like getting first place on all the leaderboards in the new game modes, because I believe that will give some power orbs or something. But yeah, he requires 8 of the maxed out power orb, which is ridiculous. But yeah, those are the 2 kind of things, or 3 things we're going for. All the things within the vault that are unique vault drops are the main thing we're trying to get right now. Unfortunately, 0 vault keys in 20 attempts, or 20 gnomes. We'll get them eventually. It's only a matter of time. How do you get vault keys? It's a random drop off of the treasure gnomes. And you can find treasure gnomes in basically every battle you do. They can be found in PvP and Explore and Challenges and yeah, almost every battle. The only places I believe they do not occur in is Raids, Guild Wars, Invasions, and that's pretty much it. And like tutorial sections. But basically everywhere. Like Arena as well, Explore, Challenges, normal battles, all that kind of stuff, PvP, you can find treasure gnomes in. The chance of finding a treasure gnome is approximately 1 in 30, though you can get very unlucky and take like an entire hour just to find one, similar to how arcane trait zones are. Because arcane trait zones are like 1 in 16, you could still go an entire hour getting 0 of them. Of course, when you actually want to get them, like we're trying to get treasure gnomes right now, it feels like you get the worst possible rates. Pretty sure once we get like everything in the vault, we're just going to constantly keep getting him because we'd already have everything. But then again, in his case, it actually doesn't matter if we keep getting him after the fact that we've already gotten all the unique drops, because he still gives some pretty good resources regardless of if you're going for his unique drops or not. So the gnomes replace random troops? Yes. It replaces it with it gets the exact same stats that the troop has. So, for example, it'll be really weak in Explore because it's replacing out really weak troops. But if you do it in PvP, it can replace out any of those troops. So it's going to have all of the really high stats. So let's say you had, like, let's say we're up against this team that we're using right now. And the troop ends up replacing over our, let's say, Rowan. It'll come in with all those stats. He'll have 59 HP, 47 armor, 31 attack, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, he just takes the stats of whatever troop he replaces. Yeah, 1 in 30 chance of fighting a gnome in almost everywhere. It was buffed up from like 1 in 500 or whatever ridiculous number it was the other day. They did nerf the loot table some, but it still has all of the really big drops off it. It's just not as common because they made him more common, so they had to rebalance his drop pool. But overall, I do have to say it's an improvement from what it was initially. So that's pretty nice. It's actually about the same rate as what it was as well before, when they accidentally gave the really good rate. And there will be special events where the fact of finding him, as well as finding the Vault Key in specific, will be increased. Though that current event is not active at the moment. We do not know when the first one will be. It will run from Friday to Sunday, whenever they do it. Hopefully next week will be one. We are not quite sure exactly when it will be. The only one we know for sure is when the next bounty hunter will be. Mainly because there's a screen that actually tells us when the next bounty hunter will be. But hopefully we'll get a gnome next week, because I really, really want to go and get it already. This is so much grinding to not really get much. If nothing else, at least we're getting a gigantic stack of gold. At least that's one nice thing out of all of this. We're getting a bunch of trait stones that we'll probably never need, but at least we're getting a bunch of gold that we do definitely need for guild and such. 1 in 30, you got 1 in 120 battles. Well, you can get unlucky. It's possible to go 180 battles and not get a single arcane, despite it being like 1 in 16 chance. I was getting 1 in 30 a lot earlier. Right now, I have been more towards like a 1 in 50 though, this stream. Maybe even a little bit less than that. Maybe we should start keeping track. From the next gnome, we should start counting out. So once we find the next gnome, let's start counting out how many battles it takes till the following gnome after it. Though I'll probably lose track because it'll probably be a very high number. Though, with how quickly we win, it's about 3 per minute, the approximate win rate that we're doing. It's possible to win at 4 per minute, though the fact that I have this guy in it is slowing it down a bit. If we had double firebomb, or if we're using the Farsh Guardian team version of this, it could very easily win 4 per minute, if we were to complete focus on it. But I'm doing the other guy just so we get the extra gold. I believe overall we're actually gaining more resources from having him in than not. Though, maybe I should go test it without him, I'm not quite sure. Just many of these battles don't really require it. Like, for example, that battle did not require having double firebomb. We didn't even need a single firebomb, actually. So, there are instances where it doesn't really matter as much. Go throw that down. Throw the firebomb in there. Set up a counter? A counter to what? There's no way that I could easily put a counter to that. Like, none that would automatically do it. And I would have to keep typing it in. So there's really no point in actually having a timer. Oh. You mean an actual timer? I guess that could work. Like how long it takes between each gnome. But that wouldn't track the amount of battles, which is the more relevant information in that case. Because we already know the approximate rate at which we're winning battles. What we don't know is how many battles are actually going by. Yeah, at the next treasure gnome I will keep track until we find the following treasure gnome after that. Just so we kind of know. First we need to find one though. Also, I think I've gained like 8 levels this week. It's the most levels I've gained in a very long amount of time. Unfortunately, we do not have a 100% bonus this week, though. Or at least today, I should say. We did lose Guild Wars the previous day. Mainly because we have one person who hasn't done any of their battles, so they keep making us lose. Hopefully he'll come back around. Might even need to kick it soon, mainly because he's been doing that a lot. And while I haven't made that necessarily a requirement in the past, he's about the only person left in the guild that keeps not doing it immediately. It's not really fair to everyone else, especially since I'm not quite sure if there will be a better reward for immediately doing the new content. Hey, another Celestial, nice. So I probably need to make sure that most of my guild members are doing it, if not necessarily always immediately, at least somewhat immediately. But most people are pretty good about doing it on a daily basis. Just some people save it all the way till like Saturday or Sunday to do all of them, which I don't normally mind at the moment because it's not too big a deal. But in the new content, it might be a little bit more important. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out once we actually get around to it. The only big issue with it within Guild Wars is you don't get those EXP bonuses or those extra 50 seals, which isn't really that big a deal. The EXP is a little bit more important, but especially now that they increase mastery. But the seals, not so much. 50 seals is like what? Actually, then again, 50 seals is a little bit. It's basically 2.5 gem keys this late in the game. So you know what? I guess that's not too bad. Is today the day to use event keys for the kingdom? No, don't do that. That's not until Monday. Shentang Kingdom is not until Monday. Though there are good stuff in the event key drop pool right now, but it's not Shentang. Right now it's, what's it called? Leonis Empire right now, which will give you things like Corvash, which is the best stunner in the game. Queen Isabella, which is the new legend that came in this week, which is really good with divines. And the other one is Voice of Orpheus, which is that one cleanser. Though the main two you'd be getting is Corvash and Divine Isabella. Those are the main 2 drops. Yeah, if you're waiting for Shentang, that's next week. It'll come on Monday, after the Monday reset, which is exactly, let's see. One of these says the exact time that is. In 2 days, 14 hours, and 47 minutes is when you would want to use your event keys. and any time throughout next week if you're looking for Shentang Kingdoms. And I definitely suggest keeping at least some on reserve, some event keys or some gems, because raids, which is starting on Monday in that exact amount of time as well, will require you to have whatever the current event week is. You have to use those troops. So it's going to be Shentang. So for raid bosses, you have to use pure Shentang, or at least partially Shentang. I believe it's pure Shentang plus hero, and it doesn't matter what your hero class is. But yeah, I believe it's pure Shentang plus hero is what you have to use for the raid bosses. And invasions will be pure whatever troop it says plus hero. So if you have like some kind of really good hero setup, like for example, Dawnbringer is going to be amazing. Actually, I should probably do a video on that. Because it's going to be pretty irrelevant for both of the two new game modes, since hero is going to be really important. Basically, like, I guess maybe again as like the top 10 weapons, or at least top 10 weapons that are going to be useful for both these modes, which might not necessarily be top 10 weapons, but it'll be things like Dawnbringer, obviously, that goes without saying, because it does damage to all enemies, barriers, and huge boost ratio. Things like Mountain Crusher is going to be pretty nice. It's one of the better mana generation options. Mang, we don't know exactly how this is going to work on the raid boss, but someone did make up a good point, though I don't think it's actually going to count that way. What happens if you actually tear all the armor from the raid boss? Because on the raid boss, the final one, you have to do as much damage to it as you possibly can. Well, what if you do like 500 damage to its armor, because it has like, let's say 500 armor? Would that count off a Mang? If so, that would be so ridiculously overpowered. You just use some kind of half mana trait on this, throw a Mang at it, go crazy. But yeah, Mang, Mountain Crusher, Dawnbringer, some of the obvious ones. War and Peace if you need a truly cheap one for earlier on in the game. War and Peace you get from KZL Kingdom. It's the mining kingdom all the way to the north with all the dwarves. After you complete out Adana, then you end up getting this weapon at the end of Karkaroth. I mean, whatever that kingdom is. Kedar. No. Yes. Whatever the kingdom's name is. I keep mixing up with the K's. KZL. Oh gosh, I named all of it. I said Karkaroth, then Kedar. I'll get it right eventually. This one, Kizil, that one, is where you get it after you do Adana. That's a pretty cheap one that you could use. Well, let's see, what other good weapons are there out there these days? Sun and Moon, if you have it laying around, it's pretty good. Oops, that's not where it is. Sun and Moon. Some instances, if you're using true damage spam, if you happen to have Crescendo. Oops, that's not how you spell Crescendo. How do you spell Crescendo? Crescendo. Something like that would work pretty well in those days if you're running true damage. Other weapons that are nice. This, if they're running Daemons, actually wouldn't be too bad. The new one that came in from the New Kingdom. I believe it's 40 red, 40 yellow for that thing. It hits Daemons really hard. Black Manacle is really good, full AoE plus Devour chance. Not so much for... Oh, you never mind? Never mind. Black Manacle actually won't be that good, because all the towers, as well as the raid boss, has immune to every instant kill, including Devour, obviously. So that wouldn't necessarily work that well, actually. You might just be better off with a normal AoE, like maybe what's it called? Like Morthani Scythe or Creeping Death. You wouldn't get the death marks from Creeping Death, but you would get the damage output. And if you were going for just the damage output, I guess Morthani Scythe might come into handy. How do you spell Morthani? Morthani Scythe, I believe, is the highest AoE of any weapon other than Dawnbringer. Can't really count Dawnbringer, mainly because Dawnbringer is just insane. It technically has a lower base damage, but since it's a yellow, it's the same base damage. And then every other yellow just makes it even stronger. Anyways, yeah, we'll go over that more a little bit later. Because that will be kind of relevant since it does get applied. Okay, where was I going? Let me go keep hunting down, I guess, for the new gnome. Hopefully we'll get lucky. I sure hope we can. Oh, you just got a Vault Key! Congratulations, Eric! Hopefully we'll get it eventually ourselves. Hopefully. How many keys did it take you? Or how many, not keys, how many, treasure gnomes did it take you until you found it? We're so far 20 in, and still haven't found it. Oh, we got a level. Nice. What do we throw it on? I guess yellow. Keep going even on it. And of course we throw it all into purple. Purple. I can't talk. Here is a counter for OBS. Oh, wait, there's a counter thingy? Let me see, what is this thing of which you post? Oops, it's a video thingy. Okay, I'll look at that later. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things you can do with OBS that I'm not really aware of. Mainly because I don't really look into them. But yeah, there's a lot of smaller things I could be doing, which I might go look at in the future. Okay, we'll go through, what do we even need here? I guess we'll throw down a sunburn, a sunbird. I'm really out of it today. We'll just go for the Rowan there. And let's just keep going. You only killed a 5 total plus the 3 in the vault? Wow, that's really lucky then. That or we're getting really unlucky. One of the two. I think we're just getting really unlucky. I don't think it takes this many kills to get one. I assume a vault key would be about 1 in 10 drop or so. I'm pretty sure we're just getting super unlucky with the treasure gnome drop rate. We somehow managed to get it to land on 20 gems 6 times earlier. And we've also gotten it, I believe, to land on gems 8 out of the 12 times. I mean, 8 out of the 20 times that we've gotten it so far. It was either 8 or 9. I'm starting to not keep track of every resource drop, mainly because there's a thread on the forum doing that now. Got your first gnome in nearly 2 days, and it dropped 2 minor fire straight stones. Oh, gosh. I have heard people mentioning that. That's probably one of its worst drops. Actually, I think its worst possible drop is 100 souls. That or 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds seems kind of trivial, though then again, normally you wouldn't be able to gain extra diamonds by any other means, so maybe it's okay. But no, 100 souls, 2 diamonds, the 2 minor trait stones, those do seem like really, really poor drops. I'd rather have the few thousand golds at that point. Okay, we'll throw another firebomb down. Even 5 diamonds really isn't that much if you think about it. Because you'd only have to wait like 1/4 of a day to be able to get that many diamonds. And that's if you don't even spend any on the 50 gem packs or the $5 packs. Because you get 20 a day just from playing dungeons. So getting only 5 from him is a pretty small amount. Though at least it's the first instance of them finally adding diamonds by a means that isn't simply dungeons. It's, at this current moment in time, the only way to gain excess diamonds. Though, realistically, it's not a viable way of doing so. Because you'd probably, if you were specifically trying to hunt down this gnome, you'd probably get, on average, 0.5 diamonds per hour. Or some kind of ridiculously low amount like that. Because it's really inconsistent. Even if you do try to get the diamond drop, it's like, it's completely random, so you never know. It'd be a really small amount if you were specifically just going for that. Also, thank you, Max, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. And if anyone has any questions, team builds you want me to go over, or anything about the patch, or anything in general, feel free to leave it in chat, and we'll definitely make sure to go over it. Right now, of course, we're trying to hunt a new treasure gnome guy to try to get ourselves some orbs, and to try to get a vault key. We've still gotten 0 vault keys. Hey, Divine Isabel. She's in the event key drop pool right now. Definitely advise getting at least 1 copy of her, though do not overspend because you do want to throw some event keys next week. It's a really good week to do so. Not only is it the new Shintan Kingdom event, but it's also, you'll need it for the raid battles, the troops that are in the event key drop pool next week. So you definitely want to make sure you at least have some to open, so you have some kind of team to build, unless you already have some viable Shintan teams ready. Well, let's keep going. Hopefully we'll get lucky. And what do we even need here? We'll go throw down that, move that down, throw a firebomb, get that going. Take a purple, throw a sunbird, and that's probably not enough to kill, is it? Okay, good, it is. Perfect. If they're going to give 2 trait stones, at least make it like 2 runics. Well, it has a chance of giving 3 celestial trait stones. I believe that's the biggest possible drop. I haven't heard anyone say they got arcane trait stones, though. So far, the only 2 drops I've heard are 2 minor trait stones and 3 celestials. But yeah, 3 celestial is still possible off of it, which is a pretty hefty amount of them. That's enough to fully trade a legend and still have some left over. That's 3 of the 4 that you would need for a mythic as well. Also, thank you for the subscribe. I have no clue why I made a sound but didn't bring up the notification. I'm not quite sure why it actually even brings that anymore. I had a weird issue earlier where I was basically using 2 different programs, and like the notifications would like overlap each other and some other stuff, which is really weird. But for whatever reason, there's still a roar sound, even though I've completely disabled that sound from everything. I don't know why it still comes up. It used to come up whenever anyone would subscribe, but I disabled it because sometimes when we would get a lot of subscribes, like streams like this, when after a patch, it would just spam like crazy and it would be really annoying. But, yeah, haven't heard that noise for a while. Okay. We'll go throw down the firebomb. What else do we even need here? I guess just go straight into our WAN. This is a struggle of not having double firebomb, though. You get situations like this where it goes a lot slower sometimes. Not always, but I think overall it's better, because we are getting the extra 400 gold each time. Also, that's like our 7th arcane this hour. Oh, wait! Did we just get a gnome recently? I forgot to go start counting how many battles we've been doing since we got that gnome. Okay, we'll just have to do it on the next one if we did end up getting one. Also, thank you, Android, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Yeah, and there it goes. It didn't make a noise that time for whatever reason. I believe donations still make a noise, but that's normal. You don't have Queen Grapplepot. Can you still make an endgame Goblin team? Yes. You'd most likely replace her with Goblin Rocket. It wouldn't work as good on defend, but it would work okay for invasion purposes. Also, you can build a budget team without even needing any of the higher-end goblins. It doesn't work as good as the higher-end version of the team, but the order that you run it in is Boar Rider, Goblin Rockets, Goblin Shaman, and Hobgoblin. That ends up using 2 rares and 2 ultra rares, which is a lot cheaper. Or sorry, 2 rares and 2 ultra rares is what that team uses, which is quite a bit cheaper than the alternative team, which most of you probably know by now, or at least lighter game players, because you see it all the time in like Guild Wars and such. But that is the normal pure Goblin team that's really good right now. Or not pure, but it's Nobin Brothers, Princess Fizzbang, Grapplepot, and a Siren all the way in last slot. That's the most common, very powerful, or most powerful Goblin team. But you can easily build the other, more budget version, and it still works okay. It's not really something I would ever bother using this late in the game, but it's such a low rarity that you would likely get it before level 50, definitely before level 100. So it's a nice kind of team to just mess around with. It also has a lot of board control troops that are really good to start learning off of, because since they all extra turn, it's a lot easier to use them compared to normal troops that don't automatically extra turn. So you get to have a lot of experience with like moving around the board and such. Great for early on in the game, just to kind of learn how to do 3x explosions, row destroys, or row removes, I should say, and stuff like that. For what Siren? The Goblin team. It's one of the few teams that actually gets ran in. The Nobin Brothers, Princess Fizzbang, Queen Grapplepot, and the Siren all the way in the back. Siren fully traded does a okay amount of damage into a gem spawn, and it does that off of Empowered, so you get it immediately. And ideally, the whole reason why people do that is they hope that the AI will target it, get full mana on one of them, and then just start going crazy. You can use it for invading too, though it is more of a defend team, because it is a little bit too random to bother using in constant invades. You can get away with that in defend, because in defend it doesn't really matter how random it is, it just matters if it can pull off those wins occasionally. Speaking of randomness, hello, no treasure gnomes. What do we even move? We'll go take that, I guess. It's one of those awkward moments when we take too many turns. Come on, mana, we need you. And we'll throw the Rowan down. That's the cost of not using a second firebomb. Well, at least we got a gold key there, if nothing else. Probably have like a couple hundred gold keys just sitting around from all these battles. I haven't opened a single one since the previous kingdom. Also, to my knowledge, I don't believe we know when the next kingdom is coming. Let me double check that. Because we had both of them like right back to back, so it might be a little while before we actually get another one. Let me go hunt that down real quick. I'm kind of curious now. Pretty sure we don't know. 1 second. Come on. Screen load. Why is it not loading? Oops. Of course, right when I click refresh, it fully loads and then it reloads the entire page again. Fail. 1 second. Why is it not moving? There it goes. Do we know when the next kingdom is coming? The answer to that is no. Though we do know up until April 30th. Well, we know we're not getting a new kingdom up until April 30th, apparently. But we do know all of the events up until then. Sweet. Very nice. So, what is currently right now? Karkaroff. So next week is... Wait. Next week's not Shentang? It says Bright Forest. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at January. February. Yes, next week is Shentang. Fail. Then it's Sword's Edge. So the week after that's going to be Sword's Edge. So that means the first... there's no guarantee White to really know for sure. But that means the first raids battle... we already know for sure that the first raids is going to be Shentang. But we don't know what the first invades will be. But based on the kingdom, if it is based on the kingdom of the week, it's probably going to be either humans or knights. Most likely knights for the first invasion. Because it's going to be Sword's Edge for the event. Oh, wait, never mind. I just read the mythic, didn't I? Never mind. It's going to be Pride Lands. I can't read. Oh, wait, we're getting a new mythic next Friday. It is 1 week from today, isn't it? Yep, new mythic next Friday. A Sword's Edge one. Never mind. Okay, sweet. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be Pride Lands. Okay, so that could be... Oh, it better not be Rashka for the first invades. That would be super annoying if they did that. There's almost no Rashkas that are viable. And the reason why I think it's going to be Rashka is almost that entire kingdom is Rashkas. It might be Beast or something. Beast will be a little bit more usable. Because if you have Forest Guardian fully traded, it'll work pretty well. Also, the Warden class can be set as a Beast, which counts for half mana into it, which is nice. Also, thank you, KPSNNF, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Okay. Oh, yeah, let me go bring up that screen, by the way. I don't know if this link is going to work correctly. Hopefully it does. It better work correctly. Let's see. Will it work correctly? I've been getting really bad luck with links not wanting to work. Yay, it worked! Maybe YouTube finally fixed that weird issue it had where links just did not want to work at all, ever. But yeah, that link worked. So there's the, if you've been wondering where I keep mentioning all those upcoming troops, that's the whole page on it. So go check that if you don't already have it bookmarked. Really good resource. Great for planning things ahead of time as far as when things are coming out. So if you want to figure out when to farm trait stones and, or if you don't even need to farm trait stones, like if a trait stone that you need is coming up in the next few weeks, then don't bother farming it because you can simply get it from the event through Glory. It's also good for figuring out when you want to get specific legends and mythics and when you want to use your event keys, because you can figure out in advance when specific kingdoms are going to come around, and you'll kind of know when the weaker or better kingdoms are on every given week. Though there is a small need every single time now, hey, another arcane, to do it on, to open event keys on every raid week. It won't be necessarily mandatory, but if you're a somewhat newer player, it might be a little bit more desirable to open up event keys on those kind of weeks, because you might... Hey, another arcane! 2 in a row! Can we do 3 in a row again? That'd be amazing. But it'll be a little bit more desirable to open event keys on raid week. Not because they're any better on the drop pool, but because you specifically need to use those kind of troops in raids. And if you don't already have them, then you're kind of going to be out of luck for raids. And one really nice thing about raids, too, is it's both guild-wide and throughout the entire game as well. Oh, we didn't get 3 arcanes in a row again. We only got 2. But oh well, still really nice. But yeah, the... it's kind of interesting, both the 2 new game modes, because it is both guild and individual. So your own performance will go onto a leaderboard, but you will get additional rewards based on your guild's performance. So you're basically getting 2 times the rewards, both for yourself and your guild. So the better your guild does overall, the more rewards you get, and the more rewards, or the better you personally do, the more rewards you'll get from the leaderboard. We don't know exactly what will be on the leaderboard as far as actual rewards, but I believe power orbs are going to be part of it. So that's going to be kind of cool. That's going to be one of the easier way to gain power orbs if you can get really high on the leaderboards for those. Though I believe you might have a chance just from simply doing it through your guild contributions as well. Though we don't really know too much about it at this given moment in time until it actually gets released next week. Alright, we'll throw the firebomb down. Also, can we get a treasure gnome already? We've gone about like half an hour now without a treasure gnome. We got it like right at the hour mark earlier. Come on, treasure gnomes, I know you're around. The whole reason we're doing this right now, other than for the gold, is to try to find him. Specifically the vault key. We'll throw the Rowan down, get a kill, please cast. There we go. Of course it lives, because why not? Let's see. There we go. Oh, you really? Not full mana? Why? Okay, we'll throw the Rowan down. Get that. Come on, treasure gnome. Right in second slot. Right over top of the world breaker. Boom. There's not even a world breaker in this. Why is it showing me a world breaker troop? I always thought it did it for whatever was actually within the battle itself. Alright, well, we'll just take a green there, get full mana, get the extra turn, throw a Ruan if it'll let me click, and down it goes. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna go a half an hour dry without a treasure gnome, which means we did about 90 battles in that time, approximately, which means we've gone 3 times over how many it should have been to get a single one, unfortunately. So really bad luck in that regard. Yeah, next time we find a gnome, I need to keep track of the exact battle count to see what exactly it is, as far as how bad we're doing on luck. Alright, we'll throw down another one. Yeah, I can't wait till the event for it finally comes down. I'll be farming it a lot during whatever the event is. We'll probably be doing it for, at minimum, like 20 hours. Throughout the event. It's going to last for 3 days, so we'd be doing it just for the streams and then a little bit at the night, and then probably some extra thrown in there. So that will easily be able to cover at minimum 20 hours, because I want to make sure we get all the unique drops when it finally becomes a actual event. I'm not going to try getting all the unique drops now, mainly because the amount of time we'd have to do so would be absolutely insane. We can barely even find one vault key, let alone getting the actual drops from them. But there are unique troops that do get unlocked via the vault. Nothing really too over the top, though one of them is a really heavy gold gaining troop, apparently. So he does seem somewhat useful. Yeah, the legend from the vault does seem useful. He's the guy that gives you the really big rewards, too. He has the chance of giving a copy of himself. He has a chance of giving you power orbs. He also has a chance of giving you some really big, heavy resource drops, like 100 gems and some other stuff. Redeem code only works on Steam and mobile. Yeah, the redeem codes that we post only work on PC and mobile, unfortunately. Console doesn't have redeem codes, but instead they have daily tasks. The daily tasks that you have on console, PC, and mobile does not have. So that's basically what makes up for the fact that you guys don't have redeem codes. We'll have the first redeem code soon. Actually, you know what? Let me go give it out after... How about this? Like I mentioned earlier, though this time it'll actually happen. I will give out a redeem code once we find the next gnome. So let's do it that way. The next redeem code will be whenever we get the next gnome. Hopefully that is soon, because we have gone pretty dry on it so far, right now. Go move that over, get a Rowan, almost dead. Oh, never mind, exactly dead. Hey, another arcane, though that is not what we need at this point. Not at all. I would trade in like 100 arcanes right now for a single vault key. Moves. We'll take that one. Go throw down a Rowan. Get it cleared. And keep progressing. Actually, what's kind of funny, with how much they actually nerfed the gnomes, I believe a single redeem code is technically worth more than a gnome now. Before it was kind of the other way around, but no. A redeem code actually is basically worth what you would end up getting from a gnome. Maybe it's even a little bit more than what you would get from a gnome. It's still a pretty small amount, but it's better than nothing. Same as just the gnomes in general. They're not really supposed to be farmed like how we're doing it right now, I don't think. Unless it's specifically event week. Though everyone is, because there's so many unique drops that you can get from it right now that aren't really available through other means at the moment. Come on, treasure gnome. I know you're in there. Just give it to us already. Yeah, in I believe 2 more minutes, it will be a half an hour without getting a single treasure gnome. But it will happen. No redeem codes today. Ah, that's funny. No, it's not going to take that long before we get a gnome. Yesterday, that would have been the case. But today, it shouldn't be after the buff that they did. It shouldn't take anywhere near that long to get to find a gnome. Could you imagine if they nerfed it again during a stream? I don't think they have. Though that would be really sad if they did. I don't think they did. Though I am getting a little bit worse of a rate than what I was last night. Though I could have just been getting lucky last night. Because I got 3 in 30 minutes last night. Actually, technically 3 in 20 minutes, but then I went on a dry streak for like 10 minutes or so, and then I just stopped. Yeah, the other day was really harsh. We went 3 hours for 1. Though it was a bigger reward, but I do prefer it being smaller rewards, but more common to find them. Also, that would be really depressing on the previous format if one of them actually invaded you. Like, if one of them got away. Because the rewards were so much bigger earlier. Now, if one gets away, it's still disappointing, but it's not as punishing as it was before. Because it's not as big of a reward that you're really missing out on whenever it invades. It's still, you obviously don't want it to ever invade if you can help it. But, at least it's not as punishing anymore. For the most part, I haven't really seen a battle where he was really hard to kill. So then again, I keep fighting him in modes that kind of are pretty easy to kill him in. So far, I've only found him in Explore and Arena. I have yet to find him in PvP. There's another Arcane coming in. Very nice. Still no Gnome. I know you were joking about that, though you might actually be serious. If we don't get it by the end of this hour, I will give out the redeem code regardless of if we find a Gnome. Because that's just really bad luck at that point. Yeah, if we find a Gnome, we will give it out when we get the Gnome, though. If that happens before the end of the hour. You can confirm that Gnomes appear in quests. Nice. I assumed they would, but now we know for sure. That'd be a little bit awkward if during the final quest of a storyline, the legendary troop gets replaced with a Gnome. It's like, you have to go fight this thing that's important to the entire storyline, and the entire storyline led up to this moment. It's a treasure gnome! I'll go through a land down. I wonder if they'll ever add a quest line that has a 100% chance for a treasure gnome. Just once. To kind of give everyone just one. It's like, here he is. Just so he comes into the quest line for lore reasons. Because there hasn't really been any lore given at this moment, I don't believe, for why they're even around. The leprechaun things. Or I don't believe they have. There might have been something in the patch notes, but I don't believe they mentioned anything. So they would have to do it through a quest line, or some other means. Yeah, we'll throw the sunbird in there. Also, thank you everyone for joining us today. This is the most viewers we've had in a while. Actually, I believe if we break 160 viewers, that will be our biggest record ever that we've set so far as personal records. I can't even remember what ended up doing that. I think it was some kind of marathon stream that we did once. Actually, I can't even remember now what our previous record was set by. That's pretty bad. It's mainly because it was done so long ago. It was like a year ago when we ended up hitting the 160 mark. I'll go throw that down. You haven't seen a single one yet? Yeah, they are pretty elusive. They are technically 1 in 30, though. Similar to Arcanes. When you're specifically trying to get them, it feels like it goes on forever without getting any. And of course, now when we don't need Arcanes, we're just getting every single possible Arcane now. Oh, it was 2-year anniversary. Yeah, that's what it was from. And the 3-year anniversary already happened. Yeah, that was like a year and a half ago then. Yeah, I do have to say, I really do enjoy this patch. There's not too much content that we can really do at the moment, but overall, everything seems pretty solid with it. Really happy with the board change that they made. It's not really something I really emphasized, but you may notice that the board is a lot heavier of a color. They finally made it a solid color instead of that weird opacity thing they had. It's really easy on the eyes now, and I love that they finally made that change. Technically, it was how it already was before, but now they changed it back to that, which was one of my biggest complaints with the previous visual changes that they made, and they finally fixed it, so it looks really nice now. Other than that, not too many of the other visual changes were really stuck out much. They just kind of made things more organized. Mana Drain immunity was probably one of the bigger things I enjoyed from this patch too. Really nice mechanic that changes things up quite a bit in a good way. Finally have some good immunities that we've been needing for ages. And yeah, definitely looking forward to see how raids and invasions turn out. It'll be a little weird not having Guild War every single day, but I don't know, it seems like the 2 new game modes will be fun enough that it won't really matter that we don't have Guild Wars constantly. Another Arcane, wow. Please, can we trade in some of these Arcanes for Vault Keys and or Treasure Gnomes? Where are the Treasure Gnomes? We are going quite a while now without one. We are, I believe, 34 minutes without a Treasure Gnome. At about 3 wins per minute, when they're supposed to come once every 30 battles. We've done about 100 battles in that time. Approximately. You got 3 gnomes in 20 minutes, but got 300 souls and gold. Lucky and unlucky. Yeah, I keep getting all the poorer drops too. We've gotten 20 gnomes, yet no keys. All I keep getting is resources, which I do not need. What I need are the keys, because that's where all the unique drops are. It doesn't matter if we keep getting resources. We can get that by almost any means. But we shall keep hunting. Another arcane. I'm gonna, by the end of this, I'm gonna have like 200 every arcane. We are heading towards that direction. I'll throw a sunbird down. You did break 5K subs milestone on the 2-year anniversary stream marathon. Yeah, and we're gonna reach 7,500 subscribers, I believe, too, by the 2-year mark of this channel. Wait, 2? 2. 3? Wait, now I'm starting to lose track of that too. That's sad when you can't remember all the anniversaries. Yeah, that'll be 2-year mark. What am I saying? Yes. But yeah, the 2-year mark of this channel will be in April. And we should be able to reach it by then. We only need about 300 or so more in 2 months. That should be manageable. Also, thank you, Limix, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. One more. So that'll help. We'll go for the Rowan here. Get the cast, and down it goes. You got 21 summer arcanes in 3 hours? That is a lot. Actually, you know what? That's actually about average. It's about 8 per hour, 10 per hour. I don't even know these days how many arcanes per hour. Should probably be keeping track, because this would be really good data with how much we've been doing it lately. I know it's about a 1 to 16-ish drop rate, though. Which means if we can win 180 battles per minute, I mean I wish, 180 battles per hour, which is about average. That means we would average about approximately 10 arcane trait stones. My channel's been up since October 24th, or October 5th, 2014, but that's not actually when I started the channel, technically. I consider the channel start in, basically when we did the first event video thing, which was on, let me go double check, because that's when we started doing YouTube on a regular basis. Prior to then, this YouTube channel was basically just for commenting on YouTube stuff. I wasn't actually like really posting anything or anything like that. Okay, let me go to my channel. Where's my channel? Click on my channel, and videos, and oldest video. And the channel date that I technically consider the start of the channel was a bunch of unlisted videos, some key openings we did prior to really starting up. And there it is. There's the one. Spring Has Sprung event. This video right here is where I consider to start. And that was April 23rd, 2016. So yes, in 2 months and 3 days is the day I technically consider the 2-year anniversary of this channel. Is that day. Even though this channel has technically been around for a little bit longer than that. Oh, did the Anarchy already beat me to it? I'm pretty sure that's the video that you were referring to. Or is it at the very first video? Oops, why is it doing that? Yeah, the magic key opening, I don't really count those. Because technically those were videos, but I don't really count that as a start. So if you do count that as a start, that would be technically the 3-year anniversary right now. So I don't really consider that to start, though. That was just me in between college just randomly posting some stuff. Oh, you got your second gnome in 30 minutes. Congrats. I wish we could find one in half an hour. Actually, we're almost up to 40 minutes now without a gnome. As I mentioned, if we don't find one by the end of this hour, I'll just give out the code. I was going to give one when we find a gnome, but we're starting to get pretty bad luck at this point. Okay, we'll keep going. And if you guys have anything you want me to go over, just let me know. Otherwise, the gnome hunt shall continue. Throw the sunbird down. You got a gnome in 30 minutes, so where's the code? Well, it was supposed to be our gnome. But yes, we will give it out very soon if we keep getting this kind of bad luck. Too bad I didn't have enough codes to give out a redeem code every single time we found a treasure gnome. Though then again, at this rate, that's almost going to be the normal rate at which we give out redeem codes. Which is kind of funny. Okay. Still! No! Treasure gnome. We're almost gonna go an entire hour without a treasure gnome. You got 4 and 23 minutes. What are you guys doing to get so many to come up? Are you doing it in any specific way? Any location? Any something? It could be maybe this location's just bad or something. Who knows? Pretty sure it's just based on the battle, though. Probably just rolls that at the beginning of battle to determine if you get it or not. Treasure gnome. Your friend just got a treasure gnome and it ran away. I actually have not had that happen yet. All 20 of the gnomes I've seen so far I have killed. Though they were all in Explore and Arena, so they're a little bit easier. I can understand that happening in PvP, because there are some PvP teams that could give Gnome very quick mana, and that would be really bad. Also, in PvP, the Gnome has the stats of whatever troop it overwrit, so it's most likely going to be a Mythic. In late game, it's probably going to overwrite some Mythic rarity troop with traits and such like that. So it'll be a lot harder to kill in those instances. But in Explore, it's ridiculously easy. I don't really foresee it ever really getting away in that game mode. Unless you just are using a team that wasn't expecting to win quickly. Though, normally if you're doing Explorer, you're planning on winning as quickly as possible. There are very few instances within Explorer that you would ever try winning slowly. It's not really a thing that is done. I'll go throw the firebomb right there. You would throw your computer away after waiting so long. Oh no, I'm really patient. I don't mind the grind. I actually really enjoy games that have grind like this. That's actually like half the fun. The other half is the reward that you actually get once you finally get there. Which could be a while, but we'll go throw that down. Even once we find another gnome, that's not a guaranteed chance that we even get what we want anyways. And even once we find the key, that's not even a guaranteed chance that we get what we want out of the key either. Just too much random luck. You are considered the first video, this one. Which one is that you just posted? It's the Spring Has Sprung event.
Hello,
yes, that one.
I am Tacet.
That one right there is the very first one. Yeah, that's why I said April 23rd. Or no, not April 23rd. It was April... What date was it? Oh, it is April 23rd. Oh, that's exactly 2 months from now. What date did I say earlier? Yeah, that's exactly 2 months. It's kind of funny. 2 months from now, on the dots, will be the 2-year anniversary. The double twos. Alright, we'll move that. Go for the Rowan. I don't know if we'll do anything special for it. Well, probably we will. I just don't know what exactly that will be yet at this current moment in time. Yeah, we'll do something special for it. Let's go poke. He goes down. What do we even need here? I guess we'll go for some Sunbird. Get our mana up. Go get all of our manas. Throw some Sunbird down. Get our hits. Come on, let me cast. The only bad thing about going on that menu is it slows everything down to base speed of the one-time speed whenever you go into a menu. Which makes it a lot slower if you're trying to like click quickly on it, because you're actually going to slow down the speed of the game more than you're increasing the trying to increase it by. Because of course sometimes you click on it quickly to try to get it, assuming that the enemy's turn is about to end. But if you keep doing it too much, or if you just keep it on that screen and watch, you make it go slower, not quicker. Which is kind of counterproductive to trying to click it quickly. Alright, we'll just throw that down. And down it goes. Come on, Treasure Gnome. Let's see it right there. Boom. Second slot over top to Shegra. Nope, that is not a Treasure Gnome. Yep, looks like we're going to go this entire hour almost without a Treasure Gnome. How unfortunate is that? The whole thing we're looking for and we can't even find a single one. Maybe I should go do a different kingdom. We probably have enough arcanes at this point from this kingdom that we can actually move on to a different one. Let me get you check. How are they looking at the moment? What's our lowest arcane right now? So far, it looks like yellow-blue. Nope, brown-blue. Looks like the lowest. Let's see. Where's yellow-purple? That was our previous lowest. Oh, well, it was our previous lowest. Wow, 185 now. Well, I think I fixed that. Okay. So what's our next lowest? I believe it's brown-blue. Back into Broken Spire. And then the next one will be yellow-blue from Sword's Edge. So let's go back to Broken Spire. Maybe we'll get better luck and find a gnome there. Watch, the first one we do is going to be a gnome. Let's hope so. Come on, Treasure Gnome. Broken Spire. Explore. Treasure Gnome, go. Right on top of Jotnar. Nope. No Treasure Gnome. Okay, we'll throw the Sunbird down. I should have taken those blues there. They're even still there. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't have. I actually got an extra turn by not taking them. Good job. There's no way we could have known that, but pure luck right there. If only we could use some of that luck for the gnome. Hello, Ping Mike. Welcome. Yes, the wonderful hello. The yelling hello. Infinity plus 2 should do something special for Tacet for our 2-year anniversary. Hey, we already got an arcane on the very first one. Nice. Very nice. Or was that the second one? I lost track already. These are starting to become so repetitive that I am starting to lose track slightly. Also, 153 viewers. We're almost there, everyone. Somehow, we need to go find like 7 more viewers. Let me go advertise in global chat real quick. Let's see. We'll break it yet. Let me go advertise in global chat. Hello, everyone. I am streaming Gems of War on YouTube at Tacet the Terror. Should I say streaming until we get a vault key? Or I'll just say we'll have a redeem code soon. We will have redeem code soon. TM. There we go. Well, we'll go take a blue. Yeah, once we find that treasure gnome, we'll go give out the first code. Or at the end of this hour. Then again, end of this hour is already in 7 minutes, so... Whichever one happens first. 7 minutes or finding a treasure gnome. We shall have the redeem code out. Okay. What do we need here? Throw the firebomb down. Get that kill. Get a sunbird. Let's see. That is a long hashtag right there, Anarchy. Can maybe stream dressed as a gnome when streaming on anniversary? What would even be a gnome outfit? I don't really have any way that I would even think of doing that. I don't know. What would I use? What does he actually wear? He's wearing like some kind of weird suit. And I do not own any suits whatsoever. Or at least nothing that fancy. Let's see. Yeah, there's no way I could dress up like him. I could do the hairstyle. I could maybe do that hairstyle, but no. Everything else, not so much. I could maybe do him a bit better. Anyways, okay. Let's continue. Oops, that's not where I need to continue. Also, thank you for subscribe, Darcy. Much appreciated. Okay, back into Broken Spire. That's our lowest arcane. Let's keep trying to find this gnome already. And we'll give out the redeem code in about 6 minutes, or when we find a gnome, whichever one comes first. Because at this point, we've almost gone an entire hour without a gnome. Treasure gnome. Hello, Falcaroy. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Check the troop. The way? Or that way? Wait, what troop? Let's see. Can you maybe stream... Oh, never mind. I already read that. You found 2 gnomes. One for 5 or 6k gold, and the second for 2.5k. Yeah, that is pretty bad when they only give that small amount of gold. There are some bigger drops that they do have. Also, thank you, Pink Sponge, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. We'll go throw a sunbird down right here. Almost said sunburn again. I don't know why I keep calling it sunburn. It's almost that season, though. Heading towards summer. Almost sunburn time. I normally sunburn pretty easily. I don't know why. Well, it's probably because I don't go out too much. Other than for like really quick walks and such, I don't really ever go out. Unless I'm specifically needing to go somewhere, like to go grocery shopping or something, because this is in walking distance, so I don't normally bother like doing any other means of transportation there. Walking is just the easiest way. I'll throw that down. It's just during the winter I don't normally get out much because, well, it's winter. It's not really the good weather to go out. Though it is a pretty nice day today, which I'm going to be spending most of the time indoors. I guess once the stream ends in about like 2 hours or so, I'll probably head out some. It does look like a really, really nice day out there. We'll go take that over. Get a sunbird down. You used your green team in yesterday's Guild War and replaced out Aurora and Apothecary versus Troll Nyx Mab. Saved... Oh, yeah. Wait. What replacement? Let's see. Aurora with Apothecary. That is interesting. It wouldn't give us the quicker +1s, but it would give us a cleanse, and it would give us a... You know what? That is worth a shot. Because the biggest issue I had the other day was no cleanse. And that would give us the cleanse option that we didn't previously have, so that's kind of cool. Also, thank you, Moon Lily, for the welcome. Was it said for subscribe? But welcome, welcome. Always great to see new faces here. Okay, we'll go throw this Sunbird down. I mean, Firebomb. Get that up. Get the full mana. Throw that over. Rowan, dead. Please, Treasure Gnome. I don't think we'll reach it by the end of the hour. We have 3 minutes left to find a Treasure Gnome. We're still going to keep going, but that would be the... well, that's not the hour mark, but that'll be the end of the hour. Currently, we're at the 50-minute mark of no gnomes. Let's see. Do you think the gnome in PvP has better rewards? No. The gnome everywhere should have the exact same reward, as well as the same drop rate. To my knowledge, they don't have it any different under any circumstance. The only gnome that has a higher drop rate is the one in the vault. The big one in the vault at the end of the battle. He's the only one that has something better. I'm not sure if they nerfed his loot table because they made the other ones more common. Because we didn't really get too much data on what his drop table was beforehand. Excuse me. Also, thank you everyone who's here. We just ended up hitting 160. And that is indeed the most viewers we have ever had in one given stream. So thank you all so much for coming down. I'll have a redeem code soon as well for anyone on PC Mobile to go claim. And we're mainly just going to be messing around with some of the newer content. Some of the stuff that came out recently, like the Divine Isabella, that's still in the event key drop pool. As well as trying to find this gnome, which does not want to come out. We'll do like 2 or 3 more battles, then we'll probably just give out the redeem code. Because we are not finding him. We were going to give it out when we got the next gnome, but at this rate, he does not want to come out of hiding. Even after switching Kingdom, he's not wanting to come out. Maybe if I switch game mode, go to PvP or something. I'm always afraid that he's going to like invade the battle if I do it in PvP though. Because it is slightly harder to kill him there, particularly if the opposing team has really good red mana generation, like a Gorgoltha or something that spams red or something. Hey, another Arcane, nice. Let's see. Go take the purple, throw the Sunbird down. 2 redeem codes. Well, we are giving out 2 redeem codes this stream, but we're not giving out 2 at once. We'll give the other one a little bit later. Hopefully when we actually find a treasure gnome. But yeah, well, after this battle, we'll go give it out because, or maybe one more after that, because it does not look like we're getting that first initial treasure gnome for it. Alright, we'll throw down the Rowan and go from there. Okay, when we find this treasure gnome, I need to keep track of how many battles it takes until we find the following one, because this is starting to become a really huge number. It's already easily over 100, if not already over 200, since the previous gnome that we got. It feels like the drop rate on the first day when it came out. Doesn't even feel like the buff drop rate at the moment. Again, this will be the last one. I accidentally clicked play again. I didn't need to on that one. But nope, we still didn't get it. And we'll throw that down. Let me go move that over actually real quick. Rowan, right into kill. Actually, I don't think that's enough damage. Nope, 2 HP, really? Okay, we'll take that out. Okay, let's go give out a redeem code then. Yeah, let's go give out a redeem code. Let me go find where on earth it is. That's where you use the redeem code. There it is, found it. Oh, we're starting to run low. Need to go make sure I ask Salty. Actually, Salty hasn't been around for the last few weeks. I don't know if she's been on vacation or what, but she's been doing something. Well, let's go do that. Get the code, double check to make sure it works, because that would be pretty important. Does it work? Does it work? I sure hope so. I'm not a robot. And redeem. Oops, I clicked redeem too quick. Click I'm not a robot again. Make sure it checks. And successful! Okay. So the code is working. Let me go get that into chat for all of you, or into the interface, and then into chat, and then we can go from there. So let me go put this below me real quick. 1 second. Redeem code. Put that right below. Boom. There's the redeem code, guys, if any of you want to go use it on PC and mobile. Any PC mobile users out there. And the location you do that is just on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. I will post it into chat right here. And there you guys go. There's the redeem code, and there is the location you use it on, gemsofwar.com underneath game code, or simply just click that link. It only works if you're on PC and mobile, though, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, just gives some free resources, gives the normal rewards as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Let's see what we get from that 1 gem key. Anything good? Probably not. Let's see. Nope, a Tall. Really? Wish they would buff Tall already. They ended up nerfing him a while back. He used to remove all reds, gain attack, and then have Impervious. He used to be so not good. He actually was pretty bad, but that was before Guild War existed. If he existed in his previous state while Guild Wars was actually around, he would have been really good. But then they tried buffing him by nerfing him, and that strategy didn't work apparently. It's always weird when they try making a troop viable and then it actually makes it even less viable. Also, I think they, what's kind of funny too, they tried slightly nerfing Dragon Soul, but they actually made it more powerful with the change they made to it recently. That came in the previous patch. I haven't really been using Dragon Soul much, but it technically is stronger now than it was the previous patch. Not if you specifically want a Dragon Soul on your team, because of course, randomly getting a Dragon Soul back on your team for 25% chance is pretty powerful. But the baby dragon is still really nice in that it can transform into something viable as well. It's just not a guarantee mana generator like what Dragon Soul was. Yeah, we'll throw that down. Throw it into a Sunbird and go from there. It's a lot more durable, though, than what Dragon Soul was prior. Because he still has his huge trait. He has another trait that gives even more HP, and he has the higher chance of actually doing something. Because more often than not, the Dragon Soul's previous ability wouldn't just go and not even trigger, whereas now it would. Alright, we'll go for that. Move that down. Go for a Firebomb here. Move from there. Dragon Soul into Baby Dragon and transform into Dragon Soul. I have not gotten that yet. I definitely want to get it on tape, though, to record it. Though, it could take us a billion attempts and not even get it. It's a 1 in 32 chance that you will get a... Well, assuming that you even get the revive. But assuming you get the revive into a Baby Dragon, which is 50% chance, you then have a 1 in 32 chance that that Baby Dragon will then become a Dragon Soul again. And that's just going to keep getting lower and lower as more dragons get added to the game. But it is technically possible, and people, as JZG just mentioned there, people have done it before. It's just very unlikely that it'll occur, though it'd be absolutely an amazing experience if it did occur. That would be even better than Baby Dragon transforming into dragon eggs. Well, that's not actually good, but it's funny. But yeah, we'll have another redeem code later, for anyone interested in that. I would say I would give it out when we get the next gnome, though at this point I should probably say 2 gnomes from now. Though then again, at this rate, maybe it will be when we get the next gnome, because if it seriously takes us another hour just to find this gnome, then at this point, yeah, it pretty much would be when we find the next gnome. We would end up giving out the redeem code. Let's see. Still none. This is insane. They did buff it, right? Should I, like, restart my game? Did they do some kind of weird error? This is pretty bad luck. I should have kept keeping track of the battles earlier. I was thinking about it, even though we were, like, 10 battles in or so, but I was going to wait till we found the next gnome. I wasn't expecting it to take this many, though. But we were definitely going to count it the next gnome we find. How many gnomes or how many battles it takes until we get the following gnome. Wow. This is a lot of battles with that one. Alright, we're gonna take the blue. Feels like the first day all over it again. Or not the first day, but you know, the initial nerf that they did. I know this is karma, for sure. This is what we get for getting so many gnomes initially. Now we get the hours of farming it and get none. Well, actually, we still haven't even hit the first hour yet with that one. It would be about 3 to 4 more minutes until we hit a full hour without getting a gnome. We'll move that over, because why not? Take the skull. Actually, I don't know why I did that. Sunbird was already enough damage. I was kind of just making sure for sure that it would be enough. Okay, we'll go through, let's move that one over. Go for some explosions then. See what we can get rolling. And also, that reminds me, that's something I didn't really think about. I wonder if, the new events, the 2 new ones of invasions and raid bosses, I wonder if they start on Mondays. I didn't really read over the changelog to really see if it specifically mentioned that. Let me see. Well, if it shows only 6 days, then we would kind of know. Let me go double check that real quick. That's not really something I paid much attention to earlier. Because Guild Wars doesn't, because it specifically runs on 6 days. But the other 2 game modes easily could run on Monday if they so chose. Let me see. Where'd it go? Where is the changelog? Why is there, like, almost no discussion on the actual change notes? That's weird. There it is, patch notes. There's not a single post on it for, like, 4 hours now. Yet all the other posts have, like, a billion things on them. Let's see. Where's the little scroll bar thing? Why is it not showing me one? There it is. Okay. Stage 5, Stage 8. Okay, I'm not quite sure. Because for towers, there's 8 stages. There's not 8 days within a week, so I'm not quite sure how that would work. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if it would run starting on Monday. Because in the case of raid bosses, there's 5 stages. And in the case of invasions, there's 8 stages. Neither of those are 7 or 6. So I'm not quite sure exactly how they those run exactly. Interesting. Okay, we'll go throw that down. Let's see. We'll go again. Yeah, invasion starts in 9 days, 13 hours. Raids start in 2 days, 13 hours. And Bounty Hunter, which is a little event thingy that they're going to be doing, starts in like 20 days or so. And I'm not exactly sure what that is. You basically do a bunch of battles, get a bunch of points for them, and then those points get claimed for something. Maybe orbs, maybe new troops. I'm not quite sure exactly. I believe there's a few bounty troops that end up getting a bonus when you use them in bounty. So I believe you could use your bounty points to get even more troops that have higher bounty score. And then you can kind of keep going from there and just kind of keep cycling it over and over again to keep upgrading into better bounty troops with your better bounty score. So it'd probably be the best investment, regardless of what the rewards are, to throw it into new bounty troops. Because those new bounty troops would get you more bounty points. And then those new bounty points would get you more bounty rewards. And then you can kind of just keep repeating that cycle until you keep getting it up over and over again. I'll have to see exactly what rewards are available for it. Same as with the other game mode too, with raid bosses, because it's still not fully clear to my understanding what exactly the rewards are, other than of course some orbs and such. Because there are specific troops that get used for that kind of content as well. Any insight on raid bosses and tips for it? Well, the raid boss for next week will be Shentang Kingdom, almost guarantee. So you'll want to make sure you have a really solid 4-time Shentang team. There's a new troop that's going to be coming in that's specifically used for raids that you're going to want to put into your team, most likely. It's coming in on Monday. I believe it's going to be available through Glory. I sure hope it will be. If not, then, oh no. Maybe it will be a reward for available through points or something. But there's a new troop that will be available that will be pretty good for it. And it's Shentang related, but you will need to throw full Shentang against it. So if you don't already have some good troops for it, you will definitely want to throw some good, or some event keys next week, because you'll need to get a solid team for raids. Yeah, raids are based on, you can also use your hero. You can use your hero plus any of the current event troops from the kingdom for raids, and for, what's it called? For invasions, you have to use specifically of whatever troop type it says. So if it says dragons, you have to use all dragons. If it says knights, you have to use all knights, so on and so forth. Got your first 10k team? Nice, Tyree. War and Peace and Mobile. I mean, wait, what? Oh, never mind. I started reading 2 things at once. Tyree, War and Peace, Paladin, and Christinax. Nice. Let's see. Will there ever be live PvP? It's something that has been requested a lot, particularly by the Steam side of the game. It's something they have considered in the past. They were planning on adding a friends list that was likely going to have private messaging, as well as, you know, an actual friends list to, like, message people and all that kind of stuff and see if they're online, as well as possibly the live battling with them. Though it was they haven't completely retired the idea, but it's something they have definitely put on the back burner at the moment. I don't believe it's one of their priorities to get that implemented into the game. Though whenever they do, they're likely going to do all that simultaneously, like a friends list, private messaging to people, as well as being able to battle them in real time. It likely wouldn't be for any kind of reward or anything, but it would be pretty fun to actually do that. Doesn't seem like something that they're prioritizing at the moment, though. So, will we ever get live PvP? Possibly. I won't really replace out anything, though. It'll just be something for fun, for the most part. They did mention that they may eventually add a live minigame, though. So, other than possibly live PvP eventually, some kind of live minigame where you basically go in a queue system, and then you play that mini game with other people, either one people or multiple other people, and it'll either be both of you working together or some kind of like challenge thing, either co-op or actual facing of each other. I'm not quite sure if they're even planning on anything like that anytime soon, but it was something that was mentioned in the past. I'm not even sure what they're working on next, to be honest. Not much has really been said about 3.35 or 3.4. To my knowledge, we know almost nothing about either of them. Because, well, 3.3 kind of just came out, so we kind of don't really know. Because they haven't really got much into development yet. They might not even know what they want to do for 3.4 yet. No, live PvP will never replace out anything. Like, normal PvP in this game is never going to be replaced with live PvP. They've already mentioned that many times. If they ever are going to add live PvP, it's going to mainly just be for fun. It's not going to replace any already existing mechanic. And also, if they were to do something that actually gives a reward from live play, it's going to be some kind of new minigame or something, most likely. Yeah, live PvP would be ridiculously overpowered. If you got to use absolutely anything, it would be the most broken thing ever. It's one of the other reasons why raids and such are balanced that way too, where you have to use something specific. Because if you get like PvP, like normal PvP rules, where you can use absolutely anything, you start to get into some ridiculously broken teams, for both defending and invading. But of course, in live PvP situations, that would mostly be relevant for the invading side, because whoever gets the first infinite turn loop instantly wins. Obviously, that's pretty broken. Also, we've gone over an hour now without a gnome, or dwarf. I mean, not dwarf, whatever his name is. Treasure gnome, another arcane. Well, the arcane grind and the gold grind is going very well. The trying to get this treasure gnome grind, not so much. I wonder if we stay logged in, if it decreases our chance of actually finding one. Pretty sure it has no effect on it. But could you imagine if you've already found some while you were already logged in, that it decreases your chance of finding another? I don't believe that is the case. But yeah, this is nowhere near what it was initially, when it accidentally came out at a really high rate. I don't know, maybe I will go restart the game and just see if that would actually do anything. Probably not, though that would be really funny if the first battle we do afterwards would be the treasure gnome. I'm gonna go do it real quick just for fun. Pretty sure it has no effect on anything, but let me take my tribute. Come on, game, click. Take our tribute, click out the game. Hey, we're almost at 2.5 million gold, which I'm pretty sure we're almost going to be at like 3.5 million by the end of this weekend. Okay, for whatever reason, it's starting to crash the game. I clicked X to close out Gems of War, and now it's trying to crash. How wonderful. RNG. I know, it's all RNG. Also, hello, 36 Atoli. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let me go and restart real quick. Restarting worked for you today. First game after restart, you got a gnome and explore.